I'm Ashim Roy. I'm CEO of Cardiotrack. We are based in Bangalore. So my journey started in India, and I did my undergrad studies at BITS Pilani, and then I went to IIT Delhi. After that, I left the country in 1976. I went to Australia to do my PhD. I worked there for a couple of years at Philips, and then from there I moved to Canada. I was there for 3 years in Canada, working at Bell Northern Research. It's a telecommunications company. And after that, I moved to US. I worked there for 20 years, mostly in telecommunications. And beginning of 2007, I had the opportunity to come back to India to work with some of my friends in development of solutions, e-governance solutions in rural parts of Karnataka. That provided me an opportunity to look at what are the possibilities in rural India in terms of providing solutions, various solutions. What I realized coming back to Bangalore and knowing some of the cities, how they operate, the healthcare is pretty well served. There are a really good set of hospitals available in different parts of the urban centers. However, going to the rural areas, there are a lot of challenges. First of all, there's a lack of equipment at the primary care level. Then there is the issues related to non-availability of specialists in the rural areas. That made me I started thinking as to what are the things that could be done. And I realized that based on my telecommunications background, we have to merge healthcare with IT. A healthcare IT solution is what India requires, and that led me to think in terms of how to develop a solution such as Cardiotrack. We launched the product in 2015, September 2015. However, the activities got started in late 2012 when I started working with my co-founder Avin, and at that point we realized that there is a lot of work to be done, and not only in terms of development of the product, but also field trials and clinical testing, and that took at least 2.5 years, and then we launched the product finally in September 2015. So in terms of our journey, it has been very interesting. First of all, Avin and I started the activity with using our own funds. Initial R&D was done that way. We were fortunate that we were working with a team of researchers at St. John's Research Institute, where we interacted with them almost on a daily basis in terms of ideas to solve problems, perennial problems in the healthcare system in India. And that led to some of the initial ideas that we had for the product. Then what happened is that as we moved forward, we really required larger amounts of fund to do the clinical studies and the field trial, for which we took on some bank debt, and subsequently we were able to raise some equity investment in the company to take the product forward. During this time, we also came in touch with various people who have been very helpful to us. Our clinical cardiologist, who is based in Amsterdam, Dr. Jonas de Jong, he's a teaching cardiologist, and he has given us a lot of ideas in terms of how to do interpretation of the signals that we are capturing. So we can go beyond just the diagnosis, we can actually perform interpretation and provide that information to the primary care physicians. In terms of our reach to various regions, initially we participated in various conferences and trade shows through which we came in connect with lots of people, not only from the point of view of product distributors, but also people who are providing services in various countries. For example, we met with people from US who are providing services in very remote areas such as offshore oil rigs or barges and things like that. They were very impressed with the telecardiology platform that we had created, and as a result of that, they were able to deploy it. In Mexico, for example, we came across a team of clinical not researchers, these are actually people who are providing services in the small clinics in the area of cardiology, and they were very impressed with our product, and they actually adopted the product for deployment in Mexico. So in terms of competition, there are several companies. As you know, cardiology has been very well-known area of healthcare for a long period of time. First, ECGs were developed probably more than 110 years ago. Since then, large companies such as GE, Philips and Siemens, etc., they have provided very high-end equipment, mostly focused towards hospitals. Our focus, on the other hand, is preventive care. So we have found out that if we can identify and diagnose the problem early on through early intervention, lots of problems can be solved through the help of medication without having to go through invasive procedure. So what our approach has been is that there are types of equipment that are available in the big hospitals. Our approach is to provide a connected solution, which are lightweight, portable handheld solution, but also the information itself is portable, because typically the cardiologists are only available in the urban centers, and the patients may be, if you look at India, for example, 72% of the population lives in rural areas, and how do we serve those people for their need for heart health problems? And our solution is connected solutions, so that information captured closer to patient's home at the primary care clinic can be sent immediately in real time to a cardiologist sitting in an urban center such as Mumbai, Delhi or Bangalore. So in terms of future plans, we see that we have developed now a platform based on global healthcare standards. We have tested the product extensively, we have deployed it. So far our deployment is about 200 units across the globe. What we feel is that there's a lot more that can be done using the platform. For example, empowering the patient is one area which we strongly believe in. We strongly believe in AI being able to help the primary care physicians to perform diagnosis faster, and faster diagnosis leads to faster intervention, and faster intervention can save lives. So that's the part of journey that we still have to experience, because we are still developing some of those solutions. One other area we feel that healthcare planners can benefit a lot from a platform like ours, which is a digital platform, because we are constantly capturing data from various patients across the country, across the globe through our deployment. And when all of this information is put together, we are able to detect onset of, for example, onset of cardiology or cardiovascular problems at certain age group or certain sex, or different types of cardiovascular illnesses in different regions of the world. If we can provide that level of information to an analysis to healthcare planners, all of a sudden they are empowered to solve the problem in a bigger way. And that's the approach that we would like to see going forward. Medical devices 5 years from now is a very interesting question, because if you look at it, the proliferation of medical devices from clinical side to fitness side, a lot of wellness type products are available these days, Fitbit type products are available that people have started using. I believe that a lot of information from different types of devices will get collected to provide an overall sense of health of a person, whether it's Fitbit or whether it's Cardiotrack type devices, which are clinical grade. So there are two different types of devices, and all of this information flowing into a primary care center or to a family doctor will allow the family care doctor to be aware of health situation of or health parameters of a patient, and that will really significantly decrease the cost of healthcare over a long period of time. Use of AI is another area which is still not fully explored. There are only few companies today that are using AI to solve the healthcare problems. We believe that application of AI to solve the problem in India, particularly for people in the rural areas, is going to be a giant step forward for healthcare solutions in India.